Hello and welcome to Creatives Like Us. I am your host, graphic designer Angela Lyons, and this podcast is dedicated to open up the conversation and amplifying the voices of Black and brown creatives in business. I invite guests on to share their experiences and stories, and in between I have solo episodes where I share my insights. Creatives Like Us is here to empower and uplift the next generation of diverse talent, whether you're a student, graduate, or exploring your career path. Let's dive in. Today's guest is with jewelry designer and accessory fashion designer, Sarah Christie. Since we last spoke, her creations have been on the smash hit video, Where the Hell is My Husband by Ray. Honestly, check it out. See her earrings. They were designed by Sarah and they look amazing in the video. All right then, let's dive in. Hello, Sarah. Welcome and thank you for joining me today on Creatives Like Us. And can you tell people who you are and where you are in the world?
I can. Thank you very much for inviting me. My name is Sarah Christie and I'm the founder of By Sarah Christie, and I am situated in the Midlands. Not so sunny today, Nottingham.
Oh. And we're recording this during the summer of 2025 and it's been boiling hot so far. So
yeah,
hopefully it'll come back.
It shall do. We need a little bit of rain, darling.
Yeah, sometimes. Can you tell people what kind of creative you are, please?
Yes, I am a designer. I'm an accessories designer. I design jewellery and handbags. And previously, in my past life, I used to design clothing.
Oh, brilliant. That'd be a lovely story to tell people, actually, if you want to, because most of my guests, I ask them how they got started. And you'd have to go back way back, but it'd be lovely for you to share your story.
Sure. I always say that, my love affair began from a really, really young age. My love affair of dressing well and understanding the importance of dress. And that was heavily instilled into me by my grandparents, who were Jamaican, came over obviously as part of the Windrush, and dressing well and dressing with a sense of pride was really, really important to them. And I think subtly it kind of impacted how then I showed up in the world. My mum also, she was an English lady married to a Jamaican man. So again, she kind of received quite a little bit of backlash from that. And I think how she presented us and how we stepped out massively was centered around feeling proud of who we were and holding our heads up high. So this love affair with fashion kind of naturally, my trajectory was always going to be fashion design. There was never anything else that I wanted to do. It was what I was focused on. It was what I was good at. And it was like my channel to get to university and then, really kind of bed into my craft, if you like. So I never diverted away from that. It's always been very clear that fashion design was where I wanted to go. And obviously, as where you start and where I am now is very different. But starting out in clothing design was where I did all my learning, if you like. I did all my traveling, took me to India and China, spent a lot of time out there. And then due to family illnesses, it brought me back to the UK, which is where then I started my career at Next. As an assistant designer, doing the embellishments that I'd learned over in India, brought them back and was kind of doing them across the occasion bags and into clothing, which was brilliant. And I learned a lot. I understood a lot about the importance of retail.
I was going to say, learning from the best too, from Next. Because
it's a massive company.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful company to work for. And I think I, again, showed up in a way that I knew I wanted to become a manager. So as much as I started at the assistant, I dressed very much as if I was a manager. I loved getting dressed. I loved showing up. It gave me confidence when I was in those meetings and I was having to present my collections and my designs. So I dressed for that position. And over the years, I got to that role and achieved it, which was fantastic.
Brilliant.
But by that point, fashion was getting faster, more reactive. Prices were being driven down in favor of volume. And it didn't work for me where I was in terms of what I enjoyed about style and fashion. It was never about having a lot of. I was always at the mindset of less is more, and you can really make those pieces work for you and you save for what you wanted. I grew up with not a lot of money. I didn't have lots. So when I started earning, it was saving my money for pieces that I've loved and cherished for years on. So you start to feel this kind of misalignment, this mismatch, and having my first child, it kind of was this just massive change. We grow, don't we? As women, we move, we grow. So I decided to step out of retail, of what my comfort zone, of what I'd known for a lot of years.
Yeah. And was that still at Next? Were you still there at Next at that time?
I was still at Next. It was a big move, but it felt right. I think I'd been toying with it for a while, and then something, you just reach your epiphany, don't you, sometimes? And it's like, right, I'm off.
That's it.
I'm off. Got to be brave now and step out. And it was great. I was able to represent myself, whereas before, you're designing a lot for, and you can see how well they're doing, but you're faceless. Your name it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're like, that's my design. That's my design.
Yeah, I want to celebrate my wins, and I did celebrate my wins, but I was able to see how well my product was doing, and how it was generating X amount of money. And I'm quite calculating in the sense of, okay, well, if I'm doing that and that costs that, and that's the margin, I'm like, what?
Yeah, and you've made all that money for that company, and you're doing all right.
I'm doing it for myself. So that's where this kind of like light bulb moment came. And I'd worked with my manufacturers for 15 years. So I'd built good relationships with them that were happy to work with me and to work alongside my new business, which was the design and consultancy, which allowed me to be front of house, to sport my designs, to liaise with the buyers, and with the manufacturers, and it was great until 2020 hit.
Oh my gosh! Did you see my smile? I was just like, "Oh, this is so good! This is so good! This is so good!" And then oh gosh,
2020 hit. So I had a good 2.5 years of working independently and being the boss of my earnings, of my time, the freedom as a designer, freedom as a mother. It was brilliant. It was everything that I wanted and needed at that time.
I was going to say, how did it impact you, the COVID, that time at 20?
It was a story of two halves, I think. I think on one hand, everything I knew in terms of business was closing its doors. Retail really did shut its doors, and I think we lost a lot of brands because of that. It really did hit hard, and the manufacturers as well. But it was also a perfect time for me to really stop and think about what it was that I really wanted to do, which was always my dream, to have my own brand. I think it's like, I just want my brand. I want to design what I love, and and be creative. So it was a perfect time to recalibrate and to stop and to rethink. And I think the effects of George Floyd massively, like, it just ignited my soul. Like, I just thought, I can't not do this. Like, my dad passed away, and my grandma passed away.
Sorry.
But there was something really profound, and it was like, it was like, I know it sounds quite dramatic, but it was like a calling. You have to do what you do best, and you have to show the world what you're able to do and what you're capable of doing, and go and enjoy it. Go and have a bloody good time doing it. Then I found out I was pregnant.
All right, I'll do that still, but maybe in about a few months' time.
But that's that thing. It's almost like that. You think everything's going against you. Retail's not even operating. We don't know what's happening today, tomorrow, let alone next year. You're having a baby. You've got no income. What are you doing? And I knew exactly what I knew. There was no slowing me down. Like, Remy was another fuel for me to just bed in, focus on what I'm doing. What's my messaging? How am I, like, what is it that I'm trying to create here, and why? And that's all I kept going back to, is my why, my why, my why.
Were you figuring this out by yourself, or did you have a coach or a partner that you spoke with? Or
I worked with a beautiful coach called Ursula Kelly, who, funny enough, it's funny how you meet people, isn't it? And how you never really know why you meet them until... It's time.
Yeah. It's interesting, because I do have a point in this podcast that I always ask people, who's your catalyst connection? Was she your catalyst connection to deciding what you wanted to do?
I think so, yeah. And she's still really integral in terms of my life today. So she was a photographer. She is a photographer, I should say, Ursula Kelly. And she photographed my first pregnancy with Freddie. So that was 12 years ago. And it was lovely, and we got on really well. And then we kind of, as life happens, we sort of take different trajectories, don't we? And we go our own ways, until I was at a jury event, and she was there, and it was just so lovely to talk to her. And I said, I've been thinking about my brand. And then obviously everything kind of went a bit pear-shaped with lockdown, but we kept in contact. She said, let's just do it. let me help you, let me guide and coach you. Because by this point, she was coaching and mentoring as well as doing her brand photography. So she was, it was gorgeous. So yeah, we just knuckled down and really deep dived into the detail of why am I doing this? What's my drive? Obviously there's the mechanics of how something works, but it's how I want you to show up. It's like, what is my voice? What is it that I'm trying to do? What is the impact that I'm trying to have on women? And it was all about female empowerment, undoubtedly. And I think the beauty of, I say the beauty, but the fact that we were all inside and we were all operating as we are operating now by video link up, our social and our work, it was like, it was perfectly timed. I'm creating jewelry, so I'm encouraging women to put their jewelry on and just feel that a little bit better and sit up a bit taller. It doesn't matter what you had on underneath. It was these quick wins to elevate ourselves and to just switch how our moods were and how we presented ourselves. And I think that's it, because the brand is obviously all about how small wins can help us present ourselves with a bit more confidence, with a little bit more ease. So it was really good. And obviously everyone's on their phones. So social media in terms of Instagram was the only tool I needed.
Perfect. Yeah. The best time. Yeah. And just get your story out there and get your jewelry out there and just tell people what you're doing. Yeah.
And the beauty is that that's exactly how the business has grown. It's through women investing, something's resonating, and then they share. So it's just gone like that.
Brilliant. It looks beautiful. Are you wearing them now, aren't you? I'm going to put these on YouTube eventually one day, and you'll see them. People will see them, but I'll show that in the when I do the social media clips. So show up, go.
Yes, so this is the boss. So this is the boss. And there is a beautiful, I should have a few pieces out actually. There's a beautiful chain that goes with it.
Sarah, I'll tell people that you're showing, when you say the boss, it's bracelets. Would you say a bracelet? What do you call it?
Yeah, it's a classic Cuban link bracelet. And it's a heavyweight. It really is. And the reason why I named it the boss is because I was becoming my own boss, my boss of my time, my freedom, of my design, of how I presented myself to the world. And this, again, so this now will be 4 years, and it still continues to be the bestseller. And that's what I love, is that there isn't that need to keep reinventing the wheel. Like, we don't need to keep bombarding ourselves with, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Which, in a way, it kind of takes away the beauty of design, which is what I'm good at.
Yeah. I created you. So
yeah, I'm like, okay, I still create, obviously.
But if it works, and you still create though, you do create, but maybe there's variations around it. But if that's the bestseller and people still love it, carry on. And it's gorgeous. It's a nice big chunky gold
it's a
linked
good weight
bracelet, and it looks heavy. It's solid. It looks like the boss, the boss of bracelets.
It is the boss of bracelets, and it's really it's very weighted as well.
What metal is it?
It's an alloy, so that way you get that real weight. I did work it up in a brass, and I've got something, when it feels light, I feel like it just loses its, I don't know,
its presence, I suppose.
Almost. Yeah. And then I've got the Empress earrings in, which are almost okay. Just going back, my dad used to do gold, so my dad was a bit of a Del boy, if you like. He had his fingers in all kind of different pots, and but gold was at that time. He used to sell it via the weight. So the whole kind of hip hop, the rope chains, the big Figaro links, they were huge. But I remember the whole the rope chain being really quite this is like mid to late 80s, so I've just taken the essence of it and reimagined it and given it a lot more of a chic twist to it.
It's beautiful. It's lovely that your dad's influenced you there too, and coming through in your jewelry. That's beautiful.
And in my bag, so I've got one here actually.
Yeah,
so
sure. There's so tell people, I was going to say, tell people what you do at the moment, because obviously I've seen your website, but to explain to people where you are now, and that'd be they can have a look after. I'll put the link in the show notes to your website. But
yeah. I mean, the website is I love my website because it says more than, it's not just about the product, it's the story, it's my why I do it. Every piece that I design has a story that goes with it. So this is just one of the little makeup pieces that I've from one of the bags.
Beautiful. Sarah just showed me a bag. Sorry, I've got to tell because obviously it's audio. People can't see it,
Yes,
but I'll
I
put the link
know.
in the show notes and they can see
Sure.
it. But carry on, sorry.
The resort collection was inspired by a photo that I found of my dad in 1979, the year I was born, and he was in Jamaica, and he had these brilliant black and white stripy swim shorts. So the whole collection's been created around these wonderful, and it's very on brand because my brand is very much black and white, the best of both, opposites attract. So the whole collection was inspired by his swim shorts.
That's
and
brilliant.
It's leather and canvas mix, and I love it. I just love it.
I love it. So do you know what? I go back to your website. I do love your website, and I love your about
Thank
page.
you.
And it's one of those about pages that maybe want to read more. And then it got to 2020. I was like, what's more? So maybe you'll put the podcast on there. You can tell people.
I do. It's so funny you should say that, because I was sitting thinking because I've looked through it just to make sure, in terms of just refreshing my thoughts. And I thought, this is out of date. I need to update this. There's a lot more that's happened in life.
Yeah, so it'd just be nice to see a little, more about you, because it's such a beautiful story and it shows where your grandparents came from Jamaica, and then your parents, and it's just everything about it is just really, sharing about your children. It's just such a lovely website. Love that page.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's lovely. I am proud of it. But yeah, every collection has a story around it. So I'll show you these, but again, they're basically for the, the audio purpose. They're an oversized gold ball, like a big stud, and this was inspired by the pearl necklace that my grandma always used to wear. Like, I don't know if it was because it was this kind of link to royalty, the classic pearls, but she always used to wear a pearl necklace. So it's taken that essence and then reimagining it, blowing it up. So I've got a pearl necklace which is really oversized, and just showing it in a new light. So that collection is called the Duchess, which is obviously named after Grandma.
Oh,
Grandma
that's
Speedy,
lovely.
our Duchess. Yeah.
That's so lovely. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice. It is lovely.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you've got stories behind everything too. It's just really nice that you've tied in your history and your family, and everything. Every piece is inspired by. It's really a part of you.
It is, and that's the beauty of when you have your own brand. You create. I feel like the importance is creating a story and creating a connection. And I think what I've been blown away with is the community of women. And I say community as opposed to customers. They are a community, and they are 100% behind me and supporting me and loving and sharing and investing. And it's nothing quite what I expected at all, but it's beautiful.
It's a nice surprise, nice expectation that it's all come out really brilliantly, and yeah.
But it fuels you to do more.
Yeah.
I think about how I can then impact charities. I think about I've just started, which hasn't fully released, is Portraits of Sisters, and alongside Ursula Kelly, that we create these incredible portraits of women that not always see themselves. Like, being the face of my brand has meant I've had to get in front of that camera, and I would say I'm not a natural in front of the camera, but some of the pictures that have been created are.
I would have not said that from looking at your website, because they look gorgeous.
They are gorgeous, and I'm even like, who is that? Oh, it's me, because they're amazing and they're empowering. They make me, I look at that and think, that is me. That is me. I just don't always see myself, and I think this is the importance of where Ursula comes in as my photographer, that she is able to draw. Every woman's got power. We've all got our superpowers, but we don't always want to hear it or become it. So these portraits of where we're able to kind of see our reflections without lighting, without airbrushing, without anything, without any professional makeup in. It's you. It's you in the camera and the natural light. And that's why those pictures are so important and so impactful. And we want to do that, like photograph more women and create amazing exhibitions with their stories. We've all got stories.
Everybody's got a story.
Everybody's got a story. And I think that's really what we would like to do, is for other women to read and to connect and think, well, if that person can do this, I too can do this, and just share the love. That's it, really.
Exactly. I love that because
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast too, is like sharing people's stories. Because I think also
yeah,
being of colour, we know that we don't share enough sometimes, or people just think, oh, I've got nothing to say. But I'm like, of course you have. Everyone's got
you
something to
have.
say, especially creatives.
Yeah,
I think I just love seeing when I see Black creatives out there and just want them,
yeah,
there's not enough of them telling their story, or if they're there, they're not telling anyone else about them, or hopefully this
yeah,
will inspire people to be creative and they think they don't see anyone that looks
massively.
like them, that they can do it too. Because I suppose like your photography, if you see someone and you think, oh, they've been photographed, maybe I can be photographed. So it's just,
Exactly that. And
yeah,
it's not about being supermodel. It's not about being anything of that at all. And it was like when it came to deciding about the brand, like, what do you call it? What's the name of it? It's my name. It's me. It's my story. It's the extension of me, my values, my purpose. Um, you know, it, so who's going to phrase it? I'm going to be in it. My first brand shoot, I was 7 months pregnant. It didn't
I
matter
saw that. Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
showing up as me. And as I age, that's all part of it. That's the beauty of it. I'm just real.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, actually, including age in it, because I think a lot of women also think, oh, well, that's just for young people. I don't need to do it. I mean, I started this podcast when I was 51. Do you know what I mean? So we could just,
Brilliant. Yeah.
let's just do it. It
Fabulous.
doesn't matter about
Just do
age.
it.
Yeah,
It
just do it.
doesn't. It
Yeah,
doesn't. It really doesn't. So I think, yeah. And it was like, well, who better to be the face of my brand?
yeah,
Me. And it's
you.
that thing of,
Mhm.
of being able to show up. And if that means somebody else is seeing it, well, if she can do it, I too can do it.
Yeah,
Then it's
passing it on,
not
sharing
saying
it.
that my,
Yeah,
my role is to inspire and to make. It's not saying that, but it's just I know that I'm like you. If I see a Black creative, I'm there. I want to
yeah,
know more. I
yeah.
love my good friend Rohan. He's Uptown Yardie. Have you followed here?
No,
Oh,
I'd have to follow him.
oh my goodness, Rohan he's the uncle that I never had, but he's my uncle. I've given him that title. He's just beautiful. He's such an incredible creative designer. Yeah, he's brilliant.
I'll
He's
give him a follow and I'll put,
beautiful. Oh, please
yeah, and I'll
do.
put his
He's
notes in the show
lovely.
notes. Yeah,
But again, how he shows up in his brand and how we did a photo shoot was all about our story. So the whole exhibition was about our story. So we showed up this incredible place in Brick Lane. We had some music on. We had live music. We were all wearing his incredible hats. It's a Yardie thing hat. Oh God, they're just incredible. We had obviously a bit of Appleton's rum because it wouldn't be a party without a
of
bit of
course. You've got to
rum.
need some rum.
Yeah, and we were just doing our thing and dancing and dominoes and that
Oh, the
created,
dominoes.
yeah, but that created the shoot and the essence and the images are just so
Are the images still online? It's
I'm not too sure. They went into an exhibition that we went to. I'm not too sure. He has had more people ask about whether he would showcase the exhibition again. So we had these incredible pictures of ourselves, and then it would be our story. So there was multiple different creatives within the space of the exhibition, and it was just lovely. And then we all came together, and there was other brands. There was Deanne. She creates her own ginger drinks.
nice. Who curated it?
He did,
He did. Oh,
yeah.
okay. So he brought everyone together.
He brought everyone together,
Fantastic.
and everybody was like, "Yeah, where'd he win us?" It was, yeah. He's, and I think I know I'm at that point where I still do everything. I'm still doing everything, and I think it slows me down, and I know that I've got to start now, looking outside in terms of getting help
Yeah,
in order for me to expand.
yeah.
Um,
It's interesting because I think as small businesses, I'm at that stage too, but
mm,
you get either associates that work with you on your business, like if you design your jewelry to help you with that, or the other side of it where you might just need the business side of support, like maybe the admin or that
that's
side of
it.
thing. So
Yeah,
it's good to start thinking about outsourcing if you can, because then it'll free you up to actually do the actual work,
the actual bits I enjoy. Yeah,
especially if
I
you're growing.
definitely that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's the digital side of things. As you know, I'm not that great.
Listen, we got there. We had a little issue before joining the podcast. It was both of our sides in the end, but it was like we got there.
We did get there, but it's that thing of it just make everything is just that little bit slower when I'm trying to manage it all. And raised my two boys. It's as women in business, we do take longer to get to where we want to go. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because actually I'm enjoying every step of it. I don't feel that frenzied, like I've got to do it now. I don't feel that, because I'm enjoying, but my brand deserves more. It really does deserve to be amplified, to reach more women, to reach further afield. It really does. So I believe in it.
Definitely, it's beautiful. Have you heard of a group called the Black Artisans? Just
Maybe
out of
not.
interest. Yeah, maybe contact them too, because they're also good at amplifying voices and just when they have exhibitions.
Okay.
So just think about your work and like you creating the
Yeah.
jewellery. So there's a mix of people like ceramicists. There's
The Black Artisans. I may have done that.
yeah, have a look.
Yeah, will do. Thank you. When you do something that is so kind of close to who you are, there's a tendency to want to protect it and not, people have said, why have you not got it in here and here and all the different retailers? And I said, because I have no brand power over my brand in terms of its voice, how it's presented. Like, I don't want to dress just shelves of stores and my brand is lost. It's just a commodity. I want my brand to touch the way that I'm able to do it, which is putting that personal touch to it, if you know what I mean,
of
the
course.
story.
Yeah.
That's what helps. It really does enable the connection between your customer.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And that's good that you want to protect it too. You'd have to set up a store.
Yes.
And not just online. So I was going to ask, one of the questions I do is like, what's up next for you in the future? And what would you, I know you spoke about brands and like you hang on, I'll say it again. So what's the next in the future? And I know you said you don't want to put your work in, I suppose, your creations in stores, but is there something that you would, like a collaboration you would like to work with? Is there manifest somebody, or if sounds like you've got one already.
Yeah, no,
Could you let us know?
Yes, of course. I think partnerships that are aligned to you and your values are a beautiful way of both brands amplifying together. And Rohan, who I just spoke about, we had done a small collaboration with my bags, and he does a lot of leather patch working onto his garments. So we called it The Lady and the Yardie Boy. And it was just beautiful. And it reached as far as the States. People were really kind of buying into it. And we only just did it as a bit of fun, but we understand that there is more to be done. And it will be absolutely beautiful, The Lady and the Yardie Boy. So we can bring in a lovely kind of unisex or a male and a female kind of collaboration to create some gorgeous leather goods. That's definitely something that is there. I keep looking at it. I know it's there on my wants. I think the Portraits of Sisters is really important. I've expanded into garmentry. So I started with the Elegance leather trench coat, which is that idea of just wrapping up and feeling that kind of protective layer. Doesn't matter if you've got your pajamas on, whatever, you step out feeling that little bit more elegant, because it's just that simple wrap and go. And as you know, as mums, we're busy, right? We don't have time to shop. And I don't encourage that. I just think we have those quick wins that we can go and reach for, grab and go. So that has been I've enjoyed doing that.
Interesting, you've gone back to fashion.
Going back. Yeah, but I just think there's some real classics. That was inspired by a trench coat that I invested in when I had Freddie. So it was my kind of, okay, you've had this gorgeous baby now, you need to give yourself something back in return. So it was on my first trip back to New York, and I bought a beautiful Philip Lim classic trench coat that I still wear today. And it's that idea of, like you say, you invest in a classic and it will last you.
It'll last, yeah.
It's going to last for the years,
I'd love to see it all drop. I bet it looks beautiful and stunning. I bet you've got
it's
some
tiny.
amazing...
I'll show you. It's so tiny. My wardrobe is very, very tight. I really, honestly, I don't like having lots of stuff. I know that sounds weird being a fashion designer. And
no, it's good. It's good.
I don't like stuff. Like it makes me feel like I can't see what I've got. It clutters my thinking. And I think that's the same with how I design. I don't want to design lots of new pieces all the time, because what I've got is perfect. It does what it needs to do, which again, it kind of like, well, you've got to keep designing. You're a designer, right? You've got to keep bringing something new, but it's bringing in, I don't know, it could be expanding on the entrepreneur laptop bag for women, because that's a whole market. There's a huge market there. the rise of the female entrepreneur. I just need to amplify that. It's a gorgeous bag.
Actually, I'm saying that. Where do you advertise that? I mean, I know you're on Instagram. Do you go on LinkedIn at all?
See, yes. So I'm
Why
not
are you
very
laughing?
good because I know where my pitfalls are. I'm so aware of where I should be at. There's a whole market on LinkedIn.
I was just thinking, as soon as you said female entrepreneur, I was like, oh my gosh, you need to be on LinkedIn. Like, there'll be people there
I am
just
there,
thinking,
but I'm just not very present. And I think that's where I need, like, it's really clear what I need in terms of I need someone to be able to manage all of those social media outlets. Because, there's a whole pool of women in business that would love to not wear and carry a male masculine laptop bag.
or a bag that everybody else has got.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's an area that I really want to amplify and grow, is the rise of the female entrepreneur and how we work remotely and how we shapeshift through the day with professionals, with mothers, with sisters, with friends, and our accessories need to work with us. They need to kind of navigate our day alongside us. So I think that's an area that I really want to
Brilliant.
work more into.
We're kind of rounding up. Just one more last question. What would you tell your younger self if you were, say, a teenager? What would you tell yourself?
I think self-belief was something that I lacked growing up. Not lacked. That's not true. I did. My parents were really good at installing confidence into me, but I didn't have the vision to understand what that could look like. As I've got older in my 40s, I've been able to. It's like I've taken the lid off my limitations. So I've emptied out those limitations where I think I had certain limitations that I set myself. I worked extremely hard to get to where I am, So I think what would I say to round that up is to empty. I don't know, that life is. You have to be intentional. How you show up, there is intention to what you're doing, and to remove limitations, because the limitations that we have are what we set ourselves. And I say this to my son who's just done his SATs exams, that the limitations in terms of what you want to achieve in education and in football are only what you put on yourself. You have to be able to lift that lid and think, use your energies to focus in that. Well, what if I do become this, and what if okay, to just speak positively over myself as a young girl, I think. And that I'm beautiful, that I am beautiful, that I
Yeah.
I don't think I always saw that growing up, but that was probably because the environments that I was in didn't necessarily reflect who I was or celebrated necessarily who I was. Whereas now, my network of women, of men, my I've cultivated.
You've cultivated.
That.
I was about to say you've created that, haven't you?
I've created that, and that is so powerful, so powerful.
It's interesting actually, just thinking about it like that. We are, for a better word, plonked in a situation in school where we have no control over it to a degree, because I know you can choose your friends and things like that, but there's other people and other influences around you, and then you start hearing their voices and then what they're doing, and then they can reflect on you. And when you're older, I know exactly what you said. It's like me too. Just like when you're older, you just think, I'm just going to let this go now.
I'm letting that go, and I'm gonna start designing the life that I want to live, and that didn't really happen until my early 40s. But then I also think there's never too late to start again, is there? Or to pivot, or to
start
try
something new.
To try something new. Exactly. So yeah.
Thanks. Oh, brilliant. So let me ask you, I always ask my guests the quick fire of 5 questions. It's either one or the other. It's really simple, don't worry.
Okay. So, just like crumble.
You've been so confident so far. What would you prefer, crisp or chocolates?
Crisp.
Beach or forest?
Beach.
Book or Kindle?
Book.
Reggae or soul?
Reggae.
Patty or a sandwich?
Patty! Patty every day.
Oh, brilliant. I always get people with this because they don't think, what's going on here?
Yeah. I'm like, My taste buds just said it all.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining me. And it's a real pleasure talking to you. And can you tell people where they can find you and they can check you out? I will put all the links in the show notes, but it'd be nice to hear you say it.
Thank you. You can, I would love a follow. You can follow me at bysarahchristie.com. And you can check my website out, which is, again, bysarahchristie.com. By Sarah Christie. Anything by Sarah Christie.
Anything by Sarah. Can we find you on Instagram the same name?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Exactly the same, at by Sarah Christie. Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
And I will get more prolific on LinkedIn. You can find me there too.
You just need to get someone to help you do that for you.
I do.
Then just hand it over to them and, it'll be all sorted.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Glad you were here. If you liked the episode, please do rate it or leave a message in the comments if you're listening on Spotify. Thanks so much for being here again. I appreciate it. Bye.